All right, so give us
Let's
some,
dig
let's
in.
dig in and teach us some things. Yeah.
Wonderful. So there's so many free resources. I think the biggest things that we're always worried about testing on, of course, like reading, comprehension, progress on, are you reading at grade level? Those are some of the things that are really easy to find benchmarks for. And then also for math, are you kind of where you need to be? And a lot of times people ask me, well, how do you know where they're supposed to be? And there's a million resources for that. You can pull any of that, every child needs to know through first grade. And actually the checklists are already in there. You're literally just going, okay, have we taught these concepts? I love to have those because that way during the school year, I just have those in a spreadsheet. And as we go and do an assignment that accomplishes those and they show me 95% or better accuracy on that topic, then I go check it off.
Cool.
Just like a teacher would. At the end of the day, yes, we're moms and we are not a full school and don't do all the administrative functions, but we need to do some.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't run a business and not be on top of the progress of how our
And
stuff is
knowing,
going.
yeah.
And in this product, we're turning out, our heirs to our fortunes and the people that will take care of us when we're old. We probably want to make sure that that's a quality situation.
Yes.
And so, and again, at the end of the day, we're really raising people that need to be able to be fit to live with Heavenly Father. So it's about teaching them to mind the little details just a little bit at a time, and it makes all the difference in the long run. Let's get that, car or plane angled back in the direction that it needs to go. So as far as math goes, I use a lot of resources online because there's just every math curriculum has an online free placement test that you can do. So I pick the one that my kids relate the easiest to. My son is a Saxon person. My daughter is a Math UC. My left brain and right brain's been debunked. But I have a very Mr. Accounting personality and then Miss the rainbows. And I wonder if squirrels have feelings. And so it's really kind of one and the other. So I pick whichever tests online give me the information that I need.
Okay.
And what I'm seeing, so what I do is I give them a test harder than I think that they're going to be at and test their proficiency on it. And then I go backwards because then they go, oh, this is great. Now I've told a lot of families, so you need to know your child's personality. If they're a defeatist, start way in advance with the easy stuff. Have them start in first grade testing when they're in fifth grade. They're like, wow, I really know everything. So that way it builds their confidence. My kids like a challenge. So I do a harder test and then back it back down and to the point where they're like 95% accuracy. Then I go, okay, we're great. That level's passed. Now let's go into the level that we don't know. And I may pick up something and just start from where they don't know the information, or just go pull out the concepts they don't know, retest them. And sometimes I'll use a different test so that way they kind of maybe have that one memorized. But that's why there's so many, because you've got, Math UC, Math Mammoth, all the different testing curriculums, or all the different math curriculums have a testing placement section online, free of charge, that all of the
Well,
keys
that makes
are in
it
there.
really easy, doesn't it?
We love that.
Yeah.
Free means more money to put toward field trips and fun activities like cooking in the kitchen. So, all right. Now, some of the things that I use as far as, and we'll make sure that Tressa said we'll take a little photo of some of these and put them on the site so that way everybody can look at them. But I love to use Dr. Fry's informal reading assessments. It goes to K through 8th. And I love it because it has, when you first open it, it has 22 different tests you can do for everything from homophones to do they hear phonetics, do they, picture recognition for when they're little bitty. So they have all these different ones. But I love their graded reading level assessment. It's beautiful.
Oh, cool.
And I do it at the beginning of the year, right before Christmas, at the end of the year. I love it when I show my kids, because I do each column. There's 3 different columns, so you can do each of those tests in a year. And I use a different pen color for each one, because I'm circling and underlining the words. If they self-correct, I underline it. If they miss it completely, I circle it. I love to show them all of these pen marks on like a grade level that's ahead of them, and then show them by the end, no pen marks in that color. They go, wow. And every time it's amazing how much they progress. My daughter has severe dyslexia. So for her, this was serious, because for us, this is the battle we're waging every day when we're doing our Barton tutoring, and we're using all these tutoring services, and I'm doing most all of it at home myself now. And I'm really wanting to see the progress. Am I learning what I need to learn as a tutor? And is she progressing? Can I really get her where she needs to be? And watching her bump grade level after grade level up was like, wow, I needed that to build my happiness and my confidence as a mom and a homeschool tutor. And for
And you
my
know
daughter,
what to teach her that way too, right?
beautiful.
Oh,
Trusted.
I love
Beautiful.
it.
So that's one of the things I love. I also use like Krabs McCall, like just the standard.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the things, I mean, the books are cheap. You can get them on Amazon. You can check them out from the library. I like those to just say, is your reading comprehension where it needs to be? Are you understanding the things that you need to read? And I like it because a lot of the passages in there are very friendly, or they are character building, or whatever. And you're welcome to go online. There's beautiful resources online that are about character building, or they use the Constitution, or they use other things that I really feel are just great for, like, again, these are opportunities for us to take things from the other parts that we would like for our kids and combine them into this, because that way they're reading a passage that we feel is building another skill or reinforcing something that we've talked about. And quite frankly, the scriptures are a beautiful way for you to test comprehension, because honestly, if you can get through some of those passages with some of the vocabulary,
So true.
you're reading far above grade level.
Yeah.
And in most cases, better than most adults. So it's great.
Yeah. And plus you might learn something new, right?
It's always a good
And
thing.
that's a hard thing.
It's always a
Why
good thing.
learn that? That's a mother.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So let's review. What areas do you think need to be tested again? You've talked about math,
Right.
and then you've talked about reading. Well, no, the phonograms, the understanding, I think, and then
right.
you've talked about comprehension.
Right.
Right? Is there other ones? I didn't miss any, did I?
So the other one that I really like to test, which is writing, and how I do that, because I really feel like there's an opportunity to build relationships in the community with writing assessments. So I found a retired school teacher in high school for my son. He's in 10th grade. And I asked her, in trade for him, she's a single lady, in trade for my son mowing her lawn, if she would be willing to grade his English papers. Have him pick a set of novels that he wanted to read for the year, ones that I feel build the right, information that we're looking for. That's right. Character, appreciation, really a love of country, or an appreciation for the gospel, whatever the things are that we're looking for. And they're not always like, perfect books. We try to look at the ones that are out there that people would like you to know, and then really kind of fine tune those down to the ones that really have the things that we're looking for.
Yeah.
And then I have him write a series of papers for them, usually a small paper on the character he likes the best, or something about the setting. Is there something interesting in there you'd like to learn more about? Or what did you learn about the setting or the time period that you didn't know before? So those are like just like a little 3-paragraph paper.
Do you have like
opening.
specific questions that you ask him, or
It depends. Like my son, yes, because he's very much like a just give me the information. My daughter is more like a I've thought of something that I want to say, and so she is much more creative. And that my son's creative, but within a structure.
Yeah.
And so it's good for him. I give him more prompts and more information.
Okay.
And then I'm happy to send you a list of some of the prompts that we've used in the past for those. Beautiful. There's tons of them online, but sometimes you can get overwhelmed by looking all of them up.
Oh,
so
isn't
I
that
just
the
have the ones
truth?
that I use that work. And so I
Yeah.
go with those.
Okay.
And I won a lot of essay contests in high school. That's how I paid for my freshman year of college. So I have kind of an
Really?
idea of
That's
things
awesome.
that people are looking for when you write out to outside people who are grading you for either to give you scholarships or to accept you places. So it's really nice that I'm gearing my kids' writing for how they're going to be accepted in a college setting, or how they're going to be accepted in the world if they're writing a persuasive argument. Then their big paper will always be a research with a persuasive element to it.
Yeah.
Because again, we can never ever teach persuasive writing enough. Why do you feel the way that you do? Why should I care about it? What does it matter to me? Make me care about it, and give me a personal example of why this is important to you, so that I can really latch on. Give me all the evidence, but mix the evidence with the emotional, and now you have an appeal that I can really bite off on and I can listen to. And I think those skills last a lifetime. How do we share the gospel? We tell people, here's all the evidence, here's all the information, but here's why it's important. Here's why it should matter. And oftentimes they're at a crossroads in their lives where they're asking questions, and we're there at the appropriate time because we've either prayed to be there or Heavenly Father's put them in our path. And we can actually give them the information they need to make a really great decision, because we've given them all the evidence. This is what happened in the garden, the grove, and this is what's going on with all of that. But here's why. So here's why the restoration, what happened, and here's why it's important.
Yeah.
And those things matter.
And then
so I
your
really
personal
think
feelings
that's
towards
right.
it
So
and
really,
that,
everything that we do in writing is about teaching missionary work, and everything we do in public speaking is about teaching missionary work, because it's all about being clear in our speech and the way we do things. So I don't know, Tresta. Again, they all have to it all has to be a great big whole, right? It all has to translate into knowledge that has power for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
To be notified of our newest YouTube videos, be sure to click the subscribe button here. Head over to our new website for the latest gifts and promotions. For more videos like this one, click this playlist here.